Hi, Matt McAleer, President, Director of Private Wealth, Cumberland Advisors with Shaun Burgess. You know Shaun, trader extraordinaire, portfolio manager on our bond team. Give you a little bit of transparency and a peek into bond action this week. As a matter of fact, Shaun, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, it was a tougher week for Munis than it was for Treasuries this week. Treasuries moved probably what I would call sideways. You're off a couple of basis points, 5 to 10, somewhere in that range, depending on where you are. Not really much. You didn't have much on the economic front, really, to speak of. You had Fed minutes come out, little hawkish. You had S&P PMIs, which are Purchasing Manager Index. It's a measure of economic activity. Came in a little hot. That kind of supported that higher for longer narrative we've talked about in the past. So you saw Treasuries move a little sideways, a little higher, not much there. Munis took it on the chin a little bit more.
Why was that?
You had a bigger calendar, bigger supply. That means more bonds that the market has to absorb, that buyers have to absorb. And if they're not there, you get some price weakening in that. So we saw that bigger calendar that we talked about last week, the uptick in supply, kind of put some pressure on Munis, and you had a little bit of outflows. Couple $100 million. It's really not much.
See anything you like during the week? What were we bidding on?
Had some good opportunities, and that's what you get with these kind of weaker markets. You get some better opportunities to put money to work. So where we're looking to either move durations around our target that we have internally here at Cumberland, we're going to do that in kind of where we see good opportunities on sell-off.
Well, we'll see what happens next week. How about on equities? Equities, outside of NVIDIA, kind of a back and forth type of week. Let's play a game. What did we buy? What did we sell? What do we like? What's not working? Equity portfolios this week, kind of quiet on the buy and sell. In our tactical trends strategy, we did have a sale. We sold JP Morgan. It's been a solid trade.
Yeah.
I think we nibbled on that as low as $115, 18, 20 months ago, maybe 24 months ago. Sold it right around 200. I'll tell you what. I like Jamie Dimon. He's a hell of a CEO.
I'm telling you.
But when Jamie Dimon comes in and blows some wind against you by saying they're not doing any buybacks because they don't think there's value there, you know what? I'm not going to fight that wind. I'll find somewhere else for that capital.
Better seller in that case.
Tactical outside, that sale was fine. And tactical traded just fine all week. The one small position, it's about a 2% position, that is just dead money right now in that strategy is Adobe. Getting a little impatient with it. In terms of U.S. core, U.S. ETF, solid weeks. I'll tell you what, U.S. ETF, remember what that is. That's a thematic strategy. Tries to hit sectors and industries. Big week out of alternative energy.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the grid for a while. So there was a number of headlines and so forth trying to link alternative energy suppliers to the need for energy, electricity for databases, for AI. Remember, everybody wants to link to AI.
That's a narrative there.
When you have a sector, an industry like solar that is short as much as being bet against, and you start to get a little bit of a bid, wow. How did that ramp up?
It can take off.
20, 22% this week. What's really worked well also in that alternative space is water. A lot of people don't think of it as alternative energy, but that's had a solid year. So we'll keep our eye on there. Again, it gets back to that grid. The only thing that worries me, Shaun, you may think this is a little odd. We started buying these grid type plays, industrials, smaller mid-cap industrials, last October, November. Now everywhere I read is grid. Might be time to punt.
You're ahead of the curve.
Might be time to punt.
Yeah.
We'll see. Enjoy Memorial Day weekend. Lift one to our heroes that didn't come home. We'll see you next Friday.